Next up, at UFC Vegas 101, we have the main event of the evening. We have Mackenzie Dern headlining the first card of the year against Amanda Ribas in her second ever main event. Mackenzie Dern, 14-5 in her career. You're not putting on that fucking stupid bullshit, are you?
Should I? You don't.
I'd prefer you didn't put on a giant inflatable heart for this. I'd prefer that. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm going to break down this fight, and you do whatever you think would make your father proudest. Okay. We got Mackenzie Dern taking on Amanda Ribas. Mackenzie Dern, 14-5 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5, coming off a decision win over the very unreliable Lupi Godinez. She's taking on Amanda Ribas. Amanda Ribas, 13-5 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5, coming off that close main event loss to Rose Namajunas. Mackenzie Dern, we all know her by now, and we also know that this fight was supposed to be the co-main event of UFC Tampa before the break, but the fight was canceled and it was moved to this card as a main event. It went from 3 rounds to 5, and I don't know why they moved it. Do you, Jacob? Did they move it for any particular reason? An injury? Anything? Or just they needed a main event?
Oh, you're talking about why they moved it from Tampa to
yeah,
whatever? I didn't have that information. I think they just need a main event, and the Tampa card was pretty loaded anyway, so it's a great main event. I know people hate on it, but I mean, both these girls are tough as shit.
People hate on any women's main event unreasonably, but these are too exciting. Mackenzie Dern's not been in a boring fight, neither has Amanda Ribas. So the fight will be entertaining, and it sort of matters for the division. But we got Mackenzie Dern, as we all know, world-class grappler, amazing jiu-jitsu. Mixed results in MMA because her takedowns aren't very good, and the striking, while improving, is only offensive. There's not much defensive striking there. She just gets hit in the head over and over and over and over again. She has a negative striking differential, a horrific 16% takedown accuracy, but she's insanely tough. She has no quit whatsoever, and she is coming off that win over Lupi Godinez, where it was a bit controversial. There was some back and forth, but the reality is Mackenzie Dern was there, Mackenzie Dern was moving forward, and Mackenzie Dern somehow got 2 takedowns against one of the better wrestlers in the division. Taking on Amanda Ribas, outside of being the love of Jacob's life, Amanda Ribas is a very well-rounded fighter, and she is getting.
Hold on, excuse me. I honestly don't know if you guys know this, but at UFC 285, I actually got the privilege of meeting Amanda Ribas, and what kind of a beautiful situation that was. It kind of spurred a lot of things, right, in my life. I mean, the whole reason why me and you are gonna be at the Apex.
Amanda Ribas is getting her second main event. This fight is at 115 pounds, not the 125 she previously got it at. She started her career as a grappler. She's obviously added skills along the way, and now she's very good everywhere. Her striking stats are solid, almost a 5-3 striking differential. 61% striking defense. To round her out, she's got good takedown defense, good takedown offense, plenty of cardio, and she is always willing to fight. She is coming off the loss to Rose Namajunas, where she had 4 takedowns, but that was at 125 pounds. She is now back down to 115, where she's had the most success in her career. Anytime I personally break down a rematch, I look at the first fight, and I have to decide, has anything changed since then? Are these effectively the same people? And it's just a few years later, or are they different people entirely? And if I look at this fight, it's tricky because while this fight was a little while ago, and, while they both have evolved, I don't think there's been dramatic changes. Effectively, Mackenzie Dern is still a grappler who is very tough, and Amanda Ribas is still a very well-rounded fighter. That first fight, Amanda Ribas wasn't afraid of the grappling at all. She won the striking exchanges, got the takedowns, wasn't worried on the ground. I don't see this being any different whatsoever. I think Amanda Ribas is the better striker. I think Amanda Ribas will get takedowns because I don't think she's afraid of the ground game at all. And obviously there should be some concern. It's still Mackenzie Dern, but on the other hand, it's 2025. There's not a secret. Everybody knows what Mackenzie Dern wants to do, and everybody's prepared for that. So Amanda Ribas is going to be the pick, and it's just unfortunate because What were the odds when this was the co-main event? What was that bet you had when this was the co-main event of UFC Tampa? Ribas was an underdog, and now she's a 2-1 favorite. And the only thing that changed is people looked at the fight.
Yeah, she opened plus 130. When odds open, they max you at $1,000, but I had $1,000 on Amanda Ribas plus 130. And honestly, I think they were worried about paying that out. You know, I know books make billions and billions of dollars, but I think they knew that was going to get paid out, so they made the call to Dana, and they were like, "We're not going to be able to pay this out." And Dana's like, "Yeah, I got you," and he moved the fight just so they wouldn't cash my bet.
Sure, could be. Who do you think wins this time?
So this is, and let me just, I'm transparent with the people, right? Let me be a little bit transparent here. I am a fan of Amanda. Was it Ribas? I am a fan of Amanda Ribas, right? I've been to a couple of her fights. Am I going to the Apex, sitting front row with Big Angie, big back Ange, because Amanda is fighting? Did I go to Tampa and then we're going?
I'm basically third wheeling this, by the way. I got dragged into this.
I'd say you got to.
He's there for her. I'm third wheel.
Man, you got to go, man. I can't be. It gets real weird if I'm there by myself. Okay, if I'm at the Apex front row wearing a shirt of Amanda sitting on a couch that you have to buy 2 tickets for, and I'm sitting there alone, things get real weird. But if you're there having a good time with me, no longer weird, right? So I will be front row. Yeah, it's because of Amanda. I'm a big fan of the way she fights, but no, not only the way that she fights. I mean, she's just an incredible person, right? She's obviously a beautiful girl, but the bubbly personality, the kindness that I've experienced firsthand, right? Because I have interviewed, I've talked to her directly, right? We've exchanged DMs, this and that. She is such a nice person. The entire family, I've talked to her father as well. They're the nicest people in the world. So yeah, I'm going to watch Amanda. I'm going to be supporting Amanda. I am biased. They have fought before. Amanda fucking mauled, steamrolled, destroyed Mackenzie Dern, what was it, in 2019 in their first matchup. So if you are betting Mackenzie Dern, because like 62% of the people picking on Tapology have been picking Mackenzie Dern for whatever reason, you are making the assumption that she is a better fighter now than she was back then. And is she? In my opinion, fuck yeah. I'm not going to sit here and disparage Mackenzie Dern and say she has no chance in this fight, because she is way better. I mean, you could tell she works her fucking ass off in the striking to try to get the wrestling going, working with Cejudo, working with boxing coaches, and her striking from then to now isn't even fucking close. She is really sharp with her hands. And like I said with Ihor, if you watch her hitting mitts, if you watch her even in that loopy fight, when she is moving forward and there's nothing coming at her and she can get that jab going and those combinations flowing, she is very good in the striking now. I'll say she's a very good offensive boxer. What did Loopy do? Gave her every opportunity in the world to move forward and throw those combinations, because Loopy fights like this. She shells up, she lets you throw the combination, so Mackenzie would move forward, double jab, maybe a hook around the guard, maybe an uppercut. Loopy would wait, and the second she would return, or even when she would feint a return, what does Mackenzie do every single time? Throws her head back, extends her arms, because when you pressure Mackenzie Dern, she cannot strike while moving backwards. Every once in a while, she'll take a step back and she'll feint that little check left. Rarely throws it. Maybe they've incorporated it into that game. But if you pressure Mackenzie Dern, she can't do anything moving forward. She doesn't slip, right? There's no footwork to get the angle to hit you with the shot. She's moving backwards, chin up in the air, arms extended. She wants to get back to space so she can be the one moving forward in the strike. And if you let her do that, like Loopy did, she can look really good. But if you pressure her, you get in her face, she really has no answer for anything, because she can't really go to the wrestling. Occasionally, like Loopy, when Loopy did pressure, she'll grab people and she'll try the judo. Guess what Amanda Ribas does better than anything that she does? Judo. She is known for the judo, and she is fucking huge at 115 pounds. Look at this face-off, not Photoshop. She is a fucking giant against Mackenzie Dern. I've been wanting her to stay at 115 pounds. She's 6-1. At 115 in this fight. So I know she struggled a little bit at 125. There's some close fights in there as well. Coming back down to 115. She is bigger than these girls. Mackenzie cannot use her judo against Amanda. She's not going to be the better striker. Amanda's going to be in her face. And if it does go to the ground, if Amanda wants to wrestle, whatever, Amanda doesn't give a flying fuck about Mackenzie Dern's jiu-jitsu. She took her down a couple times that first fight. Mackenzie immediately does move the hips. Here comes an arm bar. And Amanda's like, what are you doing? I'm back in your full guard. She has no issues with the jiu-jitsu. She's been doing jiu-jitsu just as long. Just because she doesn't enter these tournaments and win these accolades doesn't mean that Mackenzie is better than her. Well, we just saw Mackenzie, last summer in a jiu-jitsu tournament get armbarred like a minute and a half, right? She's not like this unstoppable force on the ground. She was like in a jiu-jitsu tournament. A girl just fucking like a real jiu-jitsu practitioner. So I think Amanda just has... Mackenzie beats girls when she can out-tough them or use her judo or have offensive striking. I don't think she does any of those against Amanda. Yeah, Amanda does get hit, and I wouldn't be surprised if at one point her nose is bleeding and this and that, but when you match fire with fire, Amanda can take a shot, slip a shot, return a shot. She's hurt girls, dropped Vivi. I think she hurt Verna as well with the head kick, which is another thing I saw with Mackenzie. She tries to catch, I went deep dive in the fucking tape here. This is a fucking full breakdown, and I let Team Ribas know what's going on as well. As fights go on as well, Mackenzie tries to catch body kicks, right? Why does she do that? Because she wants a cheap takedown. Catch to the leg, and she tries to work off that takedown. When you're catching body kicks, what happens, Angelo? A lot of times you get fucking eat up with a fucking head kick trying to catch these body kicks, so that could be there as well. I think Ribas has, I think this is just I respect everything Mackenzie Dern's done. This is a terrible matchup for Mackenzie Dern, and I would be shocked if she wins this fight. So I'm all over Amanda Ribas here, and I haven't bet her yet because there's so many people talking about Mackenzie. Nobody's betting Mackenzie. Everyone's picking her to win, like as an underdog. Nobody's betting her. Go bet her, please, because I want better odds for Amanda. I'll bet it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the odds are going to... They did yo-yo a tiny bit. She was minus 205 like the other day and then came down to minus 190.
I'm surprised they haven't dropped to like minus 175 or something because there's a lot of people Tapology, literally it's like 62% of the picks are Mackenzie, but nobody's betting her.
Well, and a lot of people... And I get that if you only saw her last fight and if you think as highly of Loopy as we do, but we have to remember Loopy is inconsistent and unreliable. And to your point, Mackenzie Dern just looked really good moving forward. And that wasn't even like the cleanest decision. A lot of people felt it went the other way. So
yeah, because Mackenzie too, when I talk about when she moves backwards, early in the fight, she can get away with it, right? Because your footwork's a little bit quicker and you're a little bit quicker through head movement and you're extending and you're not getting hit as much. But she gets sloppier and slower. And Amanda Ribas, especially this being 5 rounds, she's been 5 rounds.
She did 5, didn't slow down at all.
Yeah.
At 10 pounds heavy.
When she smells blood, she is going to be all over. When Mackenzie Dern starts moving backwards and Amanda sees that look in her eye like, oh, she can't strike moving backwards, Amanda's not going to fucking stop.
Yeah, it should be a good fight. I am looking forward to it. It matters for the division. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a very good fight. $7,700 in DraftKings Fantasy versus $8,500. If you're on the Dern side, throw her in there at 77. If you're on the Ribas side, throw her in there. This is 5 rounds. I think it goes 5 rounds. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. There is a lot of factors here. Amanda can be dangerous. She's got plenty of finishes. And obviously Mackenzie Dern can be dangerous. But if there is a finish, even better for your DraftKings fantasy points. Check out every single thing we have to freaking offer. We're not just this show, right? We went out there and we put together what is the greatest premium offering on this planet. And we did that for you. And it's only $10 a month for you. This is a ridiculously volatile sport. Anybody charging more than $10 is a greedy turd that thinks too highly of themselves. We have set the bar in this space and nobody comes anywhere close.